Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. Last night, Sunday, November 20th, 2016, I put out a video showing that the reported national news story of the police officer being killed in San Antonio was a hoax and part of an agenda known as Blue Lives Matter. An agenda that says police are in danger, they have enemies, they need more body armor, they need higher powered weapons, they need more armored vehicles, and there needs to be more police and surveillance cameras. Louisiana was the first state to sign this bill. More states have signed since. Almost every state in this nation is looking at the Blue Lives Matter bill, which means soon enough every state will have signed the bill and everyone will have that much more militarized police. Yesterday's date numerology was a date with 67 numerology. The date Louisiana, the first state to sign the Blue Lives Matter bill, the date they did that was a date with 67 numerology. And in Gematria, Blue Lives Matter equals 67. Now they're saying 4 officers were killed in 4 cities late last night. Date was 67 numerology. This is all Blue Lives Matter, and as I've been explaining since the Blue Lives Matter agenda came on the scene in May, I said all of these shootings are laced with the number 44. Now look at today's headline. 44, 4 officers shot in 4 cities. In case you're new here, this is what gematria is. The word kill equals 44 using the alphabetic order. K is the 11th letter, I the 9th, L the 12th, L the 12th. The word shooting in Pythagorean gematria also sums to 44 using what they call English reduction on this calculator. And down in the description, I'll link this calculator. You want to use English reduction and English ordinal. English ordinal is the alphabetic order. Each letter represents the number for the place in the alphabet. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, D is 4, up to Z is 26, 26 letter alphabet. Gematria reveals why there are 26 letters in the alphabet. See my video on how to gematria also down in the description. So what you should know about this English reduction method, what you do here is you take the alphabetic order and you make each letter a single digit before you add the word together. So S is the 19th letter. In numerology, 1 plus 9 is 10, 1 plus 0 is 1. So S goes from 19 to 1 in English reduction. I'll just show you shooting with the alphabetic order. It's going to sum to 107. With the English reduction, 44. So right now we're focusing on 44. Kills 44, shootings 44. In this method where you make each letter a single digit, S is the only letter you have to compress 2 times to make it a single digit. Again, S is 19, 1 plus 9 is 10, 1 plus 0 is 1. Every single other letter you just add 1 time. For example, Z is 26, 2 plus 6 is 8. You know? So because S reduces to 10 and 1, S can be worth 10 in this system, and if S is worth 10, what you do on the calculator is for each S in a word, you add plus 9 more. The word shooting can also be 53, but here we're focusing on the 44 because it's very relevant to police officers and militarizing police officers. Kill is 44, shooting's 44, officers 44, trooper, call them troopers. Think about the sheriff, another 44 word, has an S, so it can also be 53. The word military in gematria is 44, and if you look in history, NATO established on 4-4, April 4th. 4-4 and April 4th. To take this lesson just a hair further, and because it's relevant right now, if you write out 44, it sums to 144. And if you write out April 4th, it sums to 144. Right now, for Secretary of Defense, they are considering James N. Mattis. This is his full name that he goes by. James N. Mattis equals 144. And the name they call him is Mad Dog, 44. And he's been a Marine for 44 years. This year, he might become Secretary of Defense. Now here's an extra leap of knowledge. Secretary of Defense sums to 193. And what this number is the 44th prime number. And the Secretary of Defense oversees the military. I'll link this website down in the description too. This is your prime numbers website tool. You just punch in a number, it'll tell you if it's a prime, and it'll tell you which one it is. 44. Yesterday, the news about Mad Dog for Secretary of Defense. It was November 20th, the day that leaves 41 days left in the year. 41. 41's the 13th prime. USA equals 41. This is a military empire. Think about the 13 stripes, the 13 colonies. This nation was created by Freemasons, Jewish bankers, people who are into numbers, gematria. Look into the Jewish mysticism of Kabbalah and see what it has to do with numerology and gematria and numbers. The people who run our media, this is them, the Freemasons, the Zionist Jews, the banker tyrants, and every day they give us propaganda news created by the laws that I'm showing you as part of an ongoing grand deception. It's like a never-ending theatrical performance of false news for agenda. 4 officers shot in 4 cities, and the truth is, not a single one that's reported shot was shot. You know, police officers, it does happen, they do get shot. People really do get killed in this world. Those stories, they don't make the news. The only thing that's in the news is the agenda-driven propaganda, like the Blue Lives Matter agenda. Very real. Look at what police have turned into from September 11, 2001 up to the present. You know, not a single one of us have seen a terrorist anywhere in this nation other than when we watch the TV. But we all see armored police vehicles and more body armor on police and police looking more military on the street. This is the agenda, and this is how it's being achieved. They give you a false problem and then a provided solution. So anyway, I'm not going to decode all 4 of these, but I'll do the St. Louis one. It was the second one to come out since 2 more. The headline this morning, 1 cop dead, 1 hurt in ambushes. 1 cop dead, 1 hurt in ambushes sums to 226, which is a number directly related to 93, which is the number of propaganda, also related to Saturn, the keeper of time, the occult. If you missed my video yesterday on the San Antonio hoax, at the end I explained a lot about Saturn, 93, the numbers, the first police officer to ever die in San Antonio on 911, September 11th in 1954, 14 years before 911 was the national emergency dialing code. It was the same back then. Propaganda by the numbers. Made up stories of police officers getting killed. You know, this is an ongoing agenda from the beginning of the country up to the present. This has always been a military empire. You know, over time, as population grows, they have to do more things, to keep us in the cage we're in. So anyway, coding of the headline. This happened in St. Louis, Missouri, which has gematria of 67, just like Freemasonry, just like secret society, just like Blue Lives Matter, and it happened yesterday, the date with 67 numerology, just like San Antonio, just like these other reported shootings. I think they might have said one happened early this morning. Anyway, it's all part of the same agenda, all to make this headline, 4 officers shot in 4 cities. And if you missed the San Antonio one, they said it happened right in front of the San Antonio police headquarters. If this were a real story, just imagine. Imagine that you went and shot a police officer in front of a police headquarters, and imagine getting away with it. Being a loose suspect, national news story about it. This would never happen. This is fiction. There's so many police. There's so many cameras. There's not a single police station you could kill a police officer in front of in America and, get away with it. Not a chance. Again, here's the date numerology of the Blue Lives Matter bill, too. As I covered in last night's video, that was the 147th day of 2016. The word police in Jewish gematria is 147. First state to sign the bill. So they said this shooting right here, it happened at 7:30 p.m. That's 1930 military time, 193, the 44th prime number. They bring up the 46-year-old officer. As I explained last night, the word chaos equals 46. The Freemasons believe in order out of chaos. It's Freemasonry running our government, our media, our police departments, creating propaganda by the numbers. And all these people participate because, the same reason most of you go to your job that you don't like and don't care for that much, because that's how you pay the bills all over this nation. From selling out people in the media to, doing a job you don't care for that is probably not that good for the world, but you do it because it pays the bills. I know all of you who go, I don't get why they would do this and participate. I mean, do you guys live in reality? Do you know anybody? Do you have to pay the bills? I mean, I feel like most of the people who question my work, it's as if they're from another planet and have never had to deal with reality, completely naive. So right here, they say it was a silver car. He pulled up next to a marked Chevy Tahoe. Silver car in gematria. I'll just type it out for you. I mean, this is the way they create this propaganda. They are coding these silver car. That's how they describe it. Very vague. I mean, think about how many people have a silver car. Gunman pulled up in a silver car next to a marked Chevy Tahoe. In San Antonio, they said it was a slim black man. This morning they put out a super blurry image. The only thing you can really make out is he has a hat on that says San Antonio Spurs. I mean, it's just such blatant racist propaganda. Not even a real shooting, blaming it on a black man, a slim black man. Silver car. The police officer's name's Sam Dotson, who's telling the story. Police Chief Sam Dotson. The name Dotson has gematria of 33, just like the word police. The name Sam has gematria of 33. What a name for a police officer. Old Sam Dotson. Sam Dotson also equals 48, like propaganda the small way, like the word hoax. They're saying he was ambushed at 7:30, ambushed 73, sacrificed 73. If these police officers really are getting killed, they're getting killed by their own police departments. It's all part of this sick Masonic network. I don't think they're getting killed, though. I think maybe this is how they retire. Fake the death, go back to their civilian name, the name they had before they became a police officer and, took on their false identity. So many people in this world change their name for their profession, especially people in the media. Police officers do it too. Notice the tweet time here. 7:04, Masonic 74, Killing 74, Occult 74, Jewish 74, Holiday 74. Remember the officer in San Antonio, he had the same name as Thanksgiving? The story was how instead of celebrating Thanksgiving, the police department's going to be mourning his death. It's all a mocking. First San Antonio, now St. Louis, and now 2 more cities. And just look down here, things like this. A minute 47 timestamp. I just told you how police in Jewish gematria equals 147. Blue Lives Matter bill on the 147th day of 2016, May 26th. Date was 67 numerology. This is also 107 seconds. And remember, shooting the big way is 107. Story having to do with police shootings. Just show you this real quick. The word police. And just so you know, on this calculator we're using here, it gives you 3 relevant methods. They're all important, but it doesn't do English reduction. It doesn't do this method. So we'll see how police is 33 here, just like the word masonry, just like the word secrecy, just like the word order. The police maintain the bullshit Freemason order. All the peaceful drug users in prison. A shining example. Just imagine who would sign up for the job of being a police officer to arrest the people that get arrested in this society. And the police don't do shit about the real criminals. It's because they are the real criminals. They're here to protect the real criminals. But anyway, 33, important number to this gang. You know that our spine has 33 vertebrae in it. Show you something real quick about 33 that I haven't brought up for a while. The word people equals 33, person 33, society 33. We have 33 vertebrae in our back. If you do the home row of the keyboard, which, when you go to typing class, you're supposed to be on the ASDF row. If you add up the home row of the keyboard, which is known as the spine of the keyboard, sums to 33. And we've been told we have a nonsensical keyboard. I don't think that's a coincidence. Not at all. The spine of the keyboard, 33, 33 vertebrae in your back. You ever notice handcuffs, when they're unfolded, look like 2 3s? Police, 33. What was I going to show you? I didn't finish showing you everything over here. Oh, yeah, because police never loaded. This website, Gematrix, it used to run great. Recently, it started running very horribly. And sometimes it just locks up like this. Last night when I did the demo for it, it worked just fine. Let's try it one more time. If we can't get it, we'll forego it. There we go. Police and Jewish Gematria, 147. CNN always time-stamping their stories. Shooting, 107 seconds. You see? So anyway, it's just more propaganda by the numbers. They didn't put out the names of the officer here in St. Louis. They didn't put out the name of the shooter. Supposedly they're on the run. And again, last night, if you missed the San Antonio video, I'll link it below. It's all the same stuff, Yesterday was the day that left 41 days left in the year. San Antonio 41, the first one to start it off. The first news clip CNN put out was 41 seconds long. The man shot, his name almost sounds like macaroni. Thanksgiving's coming up, food. Thanksgiving, Benjamin Marconi, same thing. They emphasized how he was shot through the passenger side. Probably in a few years, they're going to be saying how, all cops need to be driving around in small tanks with no passenger sign. They'll be referencing the Benjamin Marconi incident from Thanksgiving. And then the 3 killings that, that's the way our history books are. When you recognize what these numbers represent and you see the way our history's been written, you're like, oh my God, they've been doing this to us forever. 4 officers killed in 4 cities. The people who make this news, they know that people don't know gematria. That's another thing that's funny. People come here all the time and go, well, if they're doing this and it's so easy to see, then why would they put it right in front of our face? And it's like, well, do you realize you're at a YouTube channel and for the first time in your life you're hearing someone explain this to you? That thought somehow doesn't go through their brain. Just right away they just want to dismiss it and say, oh, well, if it's this simple and obvious, obviously this couldn't be real. It's like nobody's ever showed this to you in your life. Nobody ever showed this to me in my life. I figured this out because I've never been a fool, and I've seen since I was a child that what's on the TV is bullshit. From sitcoms to news to rig sports. It's just always been an obvious bullshit show to me, and I've always truly been disgusted by my fellow man and how much they like the television. I hated it as a child. I hate it now. I just see how everyone's programmed by it. When we were kids, you guys know how it is. You know how the other kids are. They see things on TV. They want to emulate it. They want to dress like it. They want to say the same things. Saw all this as a kid, like how people couldn't even be people. They just were trying to copy what was on the TV. So anyway, TV, it's got people's minds. People aren't thinking. They're just believing. The word believe is 33. Believe. TV wants to make you a believer. Program you. So anyway, I'll link yesterday's video, and, if you just want to go through my videos and just type Zachary K. Hubbard, police, hoax, that'll probably bring up another 200 videos right there. We're getting hoaxed by our police nationwide almost every day in the national news. We need to get rid of our police. They don't make America safe. All they do is waste our taxpayer dollars and truly protect the criminals. They actually make America less safe.